Navajo. Welcome, everybody. Of course, my co-worker explained Shema Kolawa. That's how you enunciate the store. Shema Kolawa. Try that.
Shema Kolawa.
There you go. Andrew Thomas. Try that. Okay. Of course, in the Pueblo world, a lot of our beautiful pot was functional. Functional meaning that it's utilitarian, meaning that you can actually put it to work. How we put it to work is that you can actually cook in these vessels, and also for storage, also for carrying. In this case, we have a beautiful Micaceous, which is very indigenous to our southwest area. Micaceous is just simply mica, and these are knitty grains that look like gold. See the shininess? So for sure, this is a micaceous clay or mica. Mica is the only clay that you don't have to add temper to the clay, meaning adding to the clay to make it stronger. This is 100% micaceous. So the firing itself, you notice that there's a lot of clouds on it. We call it cloud patterns, which is a clear oxidized firing. Very fancy. All we did is we allowed the flame to touch the ware. So in this case, we can use cedar wood, cotton wood, anything that's available in our area. But you got to keep in mind though, cedar is the wood that burns clean. You have to keep in mind the smoke, the soot and such. So to fire this beautiful piece, it takes about 15-20 minutes at a high temperature. And we're looking at a Fahrenheit of 1,000 to 1,400 Fahrenheit. It's hot. It's hot. So, by way of testing a good pottery, is that looking at the shape. It's hand thrown, meaning that we never threw it on a spinning rotation table. We don't do that. So if you run your fingers inside, there's little irregularities. That irregularity is actually the coil method. It's coiled up to the shoulder, and then we put a neck for it in case of storage or pouring. By that, when you fire the pieces, it becomes hardened, so it's functional. Sometimes we actually put slip on it for stone polishing. We stone polish the wire in and out so that it can actually take the heat. In this case, we can actually cook beans in this piece. So, when you're testing what is good pot versus what is bad pot, and then again, run your finger inside, you feel the irregularities for the coil method, and then test the rim, make sure it's straight right across, which it has, but keep in mind, this is hand done. This is the only method of merchandise, if you will, here at Shema Kolawa Gifts, that we didn't go to the nearest store to buy the material. It's all natural. A lot of the Pueblo people refer to clay as clay mother or clay grandmother. As we take in the clay from the crevices of her, they usually render a prayer if it's permissible for it to be used. And then if it's permissible, and then they do a prayer so that the recipient of whoever buys this will have with peace and calm and for comfort. Today, a lot of our pieces are actually functional to non-functional. The non-functional will be appreciate in value. So years down the road, they appreciate in value, not depreciation. So if you're looking at a pot which is thin vesseled, in this case, you tap it around the rim. You hear that ring? That ring tells you a lot about this pot. The pot has been successfully fired, whereas the temperature of it surrounding this piece was all equal. If you have a windy day, and this windy side has a higher oxygen, more higher temperature, then this side will be incorrect firing. It wouldn't have a ring. If there's a crack to a hairline crack, you fire it, either it's going to plop, crack, or it doesn't have a ring. Not good. Or if it doesn't ring, it tells you there's no thickness or thinness. Everything is circumference inside. This is what it'll look inside. And we're looking at the cloud pattern. The cloud is where we expose the wood, whatever we're using that's also natural. So this piece is natural. It's the only piece, and then again, with most pieces that we have here, we didn't go to the nearest store and bought the material. So thank you so much for visiting us, and hopefully we'll get to see you again. In Native way, there's no goodbye. It's a full circle.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.